Thanks for listening to the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon podcast. Be sure to catch us live every weeknight, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern, 7 to 11 p.m. Pacific on Fox Sports Radio. Find your local station for the Jason Smith Show with Mike Harmon at foxsportsradio.com or stream us live every night on the iHeartRadio app by searching FSR.
Now let's get this party started.
You're listening to Fox Sports Radio.
Greetings and welcome inside Hour 2, the Jason Smith Show with my best friend, Mike Harmon.
Let's go!
Live from the TireRack.com studios. TireRack.com will help you get there. An unmatched selection, fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, and over 10,000 recommended installers. TireRack.com is the way tire buying should be. Well, it is a final. Boston College has defeated Florida State. The 10th-ranked Seminoles, I'm going to go on a limb and say they're not going to be in the top 25 when the new polls come out.
Yeah, because this poll got delayed to wait for them to lose again.
Let's wait. Okay. They are the first team to be ranked in the top 10 to be favored in their first two games by double digits and lose them both. All right, they were favored by double digits in both of these games. Georgia Tech in Dublin, this game tonight at home against Boston College. Boston College kneeling down at the end, showing mercy to Florida State. And it's stunning for a team that just a few months ago was at the top of the college football world. And the main thing that this is going to mean for everybody, for Florida State, hey, this is just going to make those fans even more pissed that they didn't make the playoff last year.
No, it blows up even more.
We're going to start 0-2. You could have put us in even without Jordan Travis. We had a great game. We had a great team. We still didn't make the playoff. Now we stink. You could have at least put us in there if we knew this crap was going to happen to us.
Yeah, I feel bad for Uiagalelei, though. I mean, because he's going to wear it fully, as opposed to the fact that they gave up, 263 rushing yards, 53 attempts.
Yeah, you had three guys running for at least 70 yards in the game.
I mean, Boston College, from the passing game, Castellanos, 10 of 16, 106 yards, two touchdowns.
That's it, yeah.
But you get run over. Like, that's a whole other indictment of where your program is.
This is like looking at a box score of a team that played against Nebraska in the 80s.
No, that's right.
And they would have like three guys with 100 yards rushing. Turner Gill would be like 4 of 6 passing the football, but we ran for 400 yards.
But yeah, watching this game, they just got bludgeoned from pillar to post, and it's back-to-back weeks. Obviously, the loss in Ireland, and then you come back here, and a game you're heavily favored. I think the money line was minus 850 at one point. So you're talking the spread opened at 21, moves because of what we saw, a little bit of hesitance after the loss overseas, and now you come back here and you get absolutely worked because this game was never close, right?
No.
They made it. At least an interesting game, right? Okay. It got interesting for a minute, but it was the momentary, because we commented on it last hour, right? At 14-0, the announcers were basically, it's got to have a touchdown drive. It's like, all right, no, you can chip away. You just need to, show some intestinal fortitude at the line of scrimmage and stop giving up chunk yardage on every run. Well, that didn't happen. Passing game couldn't click, and there were a few moments where it started to at least look like more of a game, but just as soon as Florida State showed some signs of life, Boston College had the answer.
It's week 2, and Florida State, who was a top 5 team coming into the season, has already been eliminated from the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a final.
They're done. They're like
the White Sox, first team eliminated.
Congratulations.
No longer, hey, I can't just win the division. No, you can't even go to the playoffs now.
And that's the one big thing. The one big misconception from week 1 of college football is that I know that big teams, when they lose unexpectedly, they want to try to paint a rosy picture on things. Okay, it's a long season. Hey, we have 12 teams in the playoffs now. Okay, maybe let's see.
It's kind of like a preseason game. A lot of change. We don't know who we are.
Yeah. If you lose the first week of the season, you're done. You're not making the playoffs. Because if you lose the first week of the season, whoever you lose against, if you lose against a good team, it means you're not as good as that good team. And If you lose against a bad team, it means you're not as good as you think you are. Now, forget about even 2 losses. 2 losses, Florida State. It's now, like they are tanking now for Arch Manning's little brother, right? They're tanking for the other Manning kid. Now they're in the lead now. They could be in the lead for Arch Manning if Quinn Ewers could. But anyway, they're tanking for the next Manning kid. That's where they are. But the biggest misconception is that, we lose week 1, everything is still fine. No, you're done. If you lose, if you're Florida, if you're LSU, because one more loss and you're out.
No, but that's you're in panic mode.
But the way that pundits and experts and coaches want to say, but if we run the table, nobody runs the table. They make it sound so that 12, 13, 14 weeks of football and all the hard work, everything's going to go their way. And what if we run the table? Like it's the stupidest thing to say. If they run, if you can run the table with 3 games left, all right, I see it. But like you're talking after 0-1, if we run the table, we're good enough. We can run it. No, you're done. You're done. You lose week 1, you are finished. You are not, even with 12 teams, you are not going to be a playoff team.
Man,
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to go glass half full and saying, hey, you still think you have a puncher's chance.
But I got to be realistic, man.
And for some of these teams, you could look at the rest of their schedule and say, hey, you might be able to go unscathed. The problem is you've now put your back against the wall after 1 week.
No.
Like there is no margin for error, and that's it. At this point, you haven't had a bunch of injuries. You have like all of those things that pop up over the course of a season.
This is, here, look.
That you're assuming you're going to have a perfect run from here. This was the hiccup. Wait, they got us.
This is, okay, let me tell you. When I was growing up, the biggest thing that I could do wrong in my house, I could live with my grandparents growing up, was if I forgot to take the garbage out. Okay?
Yeah, you've mentioned.
Okay, that was the thing. My grandfather was, if he asked you to take the garbage out and you forgot, that was the worst thing. This is the likelihood that you think about running the table when it's, we lose week 1, we're still in it. This is like if my grandfather said to me, okay, for the next 4 months, okay, if you fail to take the garbage out twice when I ask you, you're grounded for the next 6 months. You're grounded from January until you finish school in June. Whoa. But twice, I'll give you one free one. I'll give you one. But then if I have to ask you to take the garbage out twice and you forget, then you're grounded. Okay. And then the very first time he asked me, I forget. So now it's the beginning of September, and I have one more time to forget to take the garbage out the rest of the way. And if I fail to do it, then I'm grounded for the 6 months after that. Am I really going to go the next 6 months? I'm really going to go all the way through until December, remembering to take the garbage out every single time? Of course not. Of course not. I've already forgotten the very first time he said, take the garbage out. Okay, Pop, put on my shoes and walk out without the garbage. Okay, now I have no more rope. I have no more cachet. That's it. And this is just something that simple. You lose your first game. Really? You're going to win every other game?
Yeah,
you just lost the first game. You're going to win every other game.
Yeah, the behavioral change and the coaching them up, like the players are not changing out at this point, right? You're not suddenly having, hey, here's a week 3 transfer that's going to come fortify your offensive or defensive line. Because clearly now after two games, I think we could say Florida State doesn't have enough guys up front on either side that's going to get them to the promised land. Defensively, they are not going to have enough to stop opposing running games. So, long season for Norvell and company that way. Still hold out hope, maybe, though it might be vastly diminished having watched some of these squads. Brian Kelly and LSU, after the fake tirade, how excitable am I there? Not at all. And some of it goes back to the arguments we had years ago when everybody was trying to bury Jim Harbaugh. And it was, you got to remember who or what you are, right? You might have had a great run-up, and you might have had a period of great success. They talk about life and seasons. If we want to go into, the way you talk about things maybe from a religious standpoint or whatever, the seasons of your life. And we bring Dabo Sweeney into this, with Clemson, is you had a good run. But you got to remember who you are, right? You weren't a perennial powerhouse. Like, this is not a traditional, monstrous program.